Hey everyone, it's Zeraldo here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a very special and very awesome class. It's called the Ultimate Elemental class, or something along those lines. Now, some bad news for people who want to obtain it. It's going to take you a long time if you don't already have the requirements. You've also got to be a member to get the gold version, or you've got to pay 2,400 ACs. Now, I understand that sounds expensive, and that's because it is. But it's one of those things you've just got to deal with, really. I'm sorry. It When you do buy it, it is like non-member, but you've got to be a member or pay ACs to obtain it. But once you have it, it's yours for life, and that's really cool. I'll explain a few little details about it once I go to Battleon to show you, but I think it's definitely worth the time and effort, and it works really, really well. So you rock up to Battleon and you talk to this guy, Draven Stormbringer. You can go the Ultra Path and get Elemental Capes. Oh wow. Thank you for reading that. Oh wait, no, I'll stay here. So you rock up to Battleon and talk to Draven Stormbringer over here, and you're given two choices. You can go the Ultra Path, which is ACs, and Elemental Capes. Now each cape costs 300, and there's 8 capes, and you need all. Now that'll cost you 2,400 ACs, and then you merge them into the class. This may not sound particularly nice, as most shortcuts are only 2,000 ACs, but afterwards you can buy all these capes back for free. So you're paying 2,400 adventure coins for a bunch of capes and a class, because you get the capes back. There's also another Chaos cape and a few extra items, and I'm pretty sure you get those for free afterwards as well. Just to let you know, you can't merge the Legend versions of the orb with the AC versions. It's either all of the ACs or all of the Legends. Basically, I can't open any of those stores because I did it the other way. The Legendary Path requires the Elemental Capes, which you buy from the store. Now, some like the Legendary Earth Orb require rank 6 in various reputations. Master Elemental, or Elemental Master, for example. It's quite a hard one. The reason this video is late is because I had to fully rank it to 6 to be able to actually do the video. Couple others are Elemental, and then the light one is rank 4 Sand Sea, I believe. Once you do that, you go to your Elemental class. It's probably telling me I don't have the required items, but that's the merge. And once you've merged it, you forever afterwards have access to the Ultra Elemental gear, and that's the axe, an armor, a helm. As you can see, they're all AC, but they're free. And here's that Ultra Chaos Orb I was talking about. So you get to buy them all back for free and have them in the bank of storage. So it's a really good deal. In terms of enhancements, let's get on to this, because this is tricky stuff. I'd recommend All Luck. It's funny. I'm using a very stable damage range, so you can see all the different buffs and cool things this class can do. I feel compelled to do it. We'll go with Mana first. It's basically the warrior model. Strike an enemy in combat, more effective on crits, and when you get struck back. As you can see, your attack and spell power are very similar with this class. You've got high natural strength and intellect for both, and luck increases them both a bit. Endurance is a little weak for this class, but that's not too much of a problem. Your dex is also pretty good. Wisdom and luck are neglected, and that's why the luck enhancements work so well, just totally bringing that up, because you'll want to be critting with this class. Your passives here are 10% increase for strength and intellect, so you do want to keep a bit of a balance so that they're both getting that 10% increase. This item apparently is still in the testing phase and not finished. I don't know if that is intentional or if that is just something they've forgotten. The class seems pretty good and pretty final to me. I hope they don't make it less powerful. In terms of your ore enhancements, now this is tricky. This class does tend to run out of mana. So I'd recommend potentially going Mana Vamp. This class doesn't have a particularly potent heal either, so Health Vamp may be what you want to consider. Those two enhancements will cover one of the weaknesses of this class. However, If you really want to bolster and enforce its strengths, you'll go with Spiral Carve, because critting even more often and critting for even more damage will be very, very welcome for this class. There's a lot you can do, and this class opens up a lot of options with how you fight, but that really is entirely up to you and your personal playstyle. Without further ado, we'll get up to the moves, and boy, are you in for some intense stuff. Welcome to the Shadow Realm, where I do basically all my videos now, because it's the highest level place. I feel like I'm going to just do a disclaimer here. Look at the damage range. 212 to 212. You hit the exact same thing every time with this class. This is because there are several different combinations, and they all have different buffs and boosts and effects, and I feel that you need to see how much each one actually does. Exactly. You can use unstable damage ranges, like 100 to 300. You will hit a lot more at times, but you also hit a lot less. I'm going for the absolute average hit here. Please bear that in mind. Don't tell me you can crit higher. I know you can crit higher. So we don't need any of that here, please. We'll come up here later. First move, well, you've got your auto attack. And apparently, my auto attack can do 309. And that's what I always hit. Crits just under 1,000. Wow, that was on cue. Elemental Fusion is your first attack. Now this primarily is used in combination with other moves, but we'll save the combinations for later. Basically, it's just a small little strike. I mean, it's not hugely powerful. Just a reminder, all these moves draw from physical and magical energy. But yeah, it's just a small little repeatable move with a 4-second cooldown. Second move, Blaze, 22 mana, 6-second cooldown. 510 damage, so you see the room for higher. Crits, well, crits are working for me now. And it applies fire magic, which we'll get into later. We'll get into all these extra special effects later. You've got a third move called Stone Skin. Now, I'm still not entirely sure the full effects of Stone Skin, but we will get into that now. You just go, Stone Skin. I think it's a dodge buff, or a damage reduction, or a bit of both, really. I'll just wait. It would appear to be a slight damage reduction of sorts. Could be a bit wrong. Your final move is pretty cool. It's called Chain Lightning. Oh wait, this is 25 mana, 23-second cooldown. This is the one that causes problems later on. We'll just kill this guy and heal. Your final move, Chain Lightning, is brilliant. Now, it's the typical Chain Lightning which we've encountered in other classes. It strikes multiple opponents for increasing damage each jump. And that gives energy magic, and this one gave earth magic. So let's just, wait, no, this is a bad idea. Let's go up here and test it out with there's 4 enemies. I can't get the 5th enemy, and I just can't. Sorry, guys. But as you saw, the damage increased, and we'll just go back down here again and do it again, just so you can sort of see those damage ranges and those crits. So, I think one got up to about 1,700. That will crit for at least about 4,000, maybe a bit more. So you've seen this class's first 4 moves. I think I might have neglected to mention they have not listed a rank 10 passive anywhere. It may have one, and I'll update the description and the stuff of this video if it gets one, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't give it one. You're wondering, oh, is that all that this class has to offer? No. These moves have secondary effects when used with Elemental Fusion. Basically, you apply your Elemental Charge, Fire Magic, go blazing, and look, a damage over time appears. 99. It's not the biggest damage over time, but it's a fairly sized one, and it lasts for actually quite a while. So that's basically taking your hit up to about 400. There we go, that's nice and simple. Next one is from Stone Skin, and it's a small heal over time. Now, I have reason to believe, as you can see by the damage being dealt to me, that the damage reduction is either increased or still in play. There you go, damage is instantly higher. The The last one's a bit more interesting, and we'll go up here where there's less enemies so we can really see it. I could be wrong about this entirely. Just watch all the damages and stuff to be safe. We go Elemental Fusion. And then we go... Oh, whoops, wait, I'm doing it in the wrong order. It's got to be the Chain Lightning effect followed by Elemental Fusion. So you've got to get your effects working. So there we go. Energy Magic. Now they're shocked. Look what happens to my attack. That's about 33% increase in damage. So it's basically just increased damage to that one target, which is really nice. So you're thinking, okay, the class isn't as bad as I thought it was. It's got some decent secondary effects. What if I told you there were tertiary effects? That's right, you can actually start combining two of these magics at once. The problem is that combining two effects together sort of gets tricky. Generally the two other effects are retained, so you get those two effects at once plus a third new effect. The problem is you've got to be fast because these elemental charges do not last long. And the other thing is if the move misses, you don't get the charge, and so you've got to start trying to stack again, so it can get complicated. I'm going to try to keep this simple, so we'll go Fire, Earth, and go. Now, the damage over time and heal over time are both in play, but they're more, and you'll notice that I'm doing more damage, all at the same time, and I could be wrong, but I think you might be critting a bit more often. But as a whole, it's pretty good. And then you go back to normal. So that's the that's what happens when you combine Earth and Fire. Let's combine Earth and Lightning. So I'm going to come here for the Lightning combinations because there's too many enemies otherwise. So we'll go Earth, Lightning. It faded. You see, even if there's a little bit of lag, it can upset you. Reliability, therefore, is a factor that you need to consider in this class, and that for that reason, I'm not sure it's brilliant in PvP. For what it can do, the combinations, they're amazing. But in terms of PvP, you might pay to be a bit cautious. One-on-one, you don't have to worry about multi-targets. I mean, this could be great in Blood Rap Brawls and that sort of thing, just to bear in mind. So we'll go for that again. Earth, Energy, and we've got an effect. It's actually a bit of a haste effect which decreases cooldowns as well as extra damage and your little heal over time. As you can see, extra damage becomes quite a common factor in the class. Now you can use other moves at the same time. I'm just doing it to show you auto attack. After that you've got just one other combination of these left. Your Chain Lightning and your Fire. So we'll just wait for these guys to respawn and we'll let that loose on them. We don't need to wait too much longer. Fire, Lightning, Fuse. Lots of damage, lots of crits, and a decent damage over time. As you can see, you chewed through them pretty quickly. What I should do is just actually show you that some of these other moves are affected by just the basic idea. So we've got the damage boost going, I think. Yeah, we've got a damage boost going. Just hurry, hurry, hurry. As you can see, Flame, which normally does 510, with the damage boost does 663, so that leaves room for crits for even more damage. So these moves do get affected by each other, even though there's technically no effect. So now you've seen the tertiary effects of this class, and I think that's quite exciting. Especially my personal favourite one over here, with all the crits and damage. And a damage over time on top of that. So that's my favourite. But what if I told you that there was an ultimate effect? So, as you might imagine, to get this ultimate effect, you've actually got to activate all three elements at once, and I'll show you why that's impossible now. Energy, Earth, and then Fire, which you missed. Even if I hadn't, you notice that they faded pretty quickly. Didn't actually have enough time to do it. Now, I have done it that way before, but that's a 1 in 100 sort of deal. Maybe if you're really skilled it's not, but for most people it's too hard. You've actually got to try get one of the secondary effects, and that's combining Stone Skin and Chain Lightning for your haste buff. So I'll demonstrate how to do this now. Stone Skin first and wait for it to cool down a little, and then activate your cooldown effect. As you can see, things cooling down nice and fast. Once it's about there, you start activating the other moves and hope that it all works. And you would have seen that Ultimate Fusion, 6,900. I'm suddenly hitting a lot higher, faster even. There's the damage over time, there's all that. And then that's without me actually using moves at the same time. You've also got Chain Lightning, which would attack multiple enemies. You've got your probably damage reduction as well. It's just a huge string of different effects, and that's amazing. We'll go through that again. Earth Magic, Energy Magic, cooldown, speed up, and then you just got to wait patiently. So about here, and then spam it all, and there you go. Just bear in mind, if one of these moves misses, that ruins your combo, so that's harsh. But with that huge amount of damage, 6,900, then your empowered auto attack, more crits, damage over time, and your reduction in heal, this thing has a lot of effects going on at once, and one effect on its own isn't that powerful, but all these together is great, coupled with that huge damage strike. Now, I actually haven't seen it crit. I don't know if it can. Maybe it does. If it does, just leave a comment at the end of the video, and if it does, I'll eventually update it, and you'll see a big "it does" over this segment. The class is amazing. I love it. It gives you a lot of options. It's versatile. It gives you. I love Dark Caster because it gives you options. In a sense, this is too many. You've got 7 different combinations of things you can do, and really, you only want to consider the last 4, the tertiaries and the ultimate. Now, I've named them secondary, tertiary, and ultimate just because that's what makes sense to me. That's not what AE's called them. Feel free to jump on the bandwagon and call them what I call them. I just want to showcase the art once again. It fits the theme so well, and the capes go with the class. I mean, Chaos is a bit different, but all these, and Dage did a good job at making these all. I thought they were really cool, especially the Ice Orb, pun intended. They all look different, have a unique style that fit their element. The weapon does look cool as well. So, a few people say this isn't a good class. If you know someone that thinks this is a bad class, please direct them to this video so that they can see it's actually good. You've just got to know how to use this thing. I'm sorry this was a day late. It took forever to farm the rep. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was thorough enough for you and enjoyed watching. Until next time, goodbye.